Imagine facing a nightmare you've already conquered, only to dive back in. That's the gripping dilemma Bill Skarsgård faced with returning as Pennywise in HBO's It, Welcome to Derry. This prequel series, helmed by New Line Cinema and based on Stephen King's classic, isn't just another jump scare fest. It's a deep dive into the origins of this iconic killer clown, promising fresh twists on the terror we know and love. But here's where it gets controversial. Was Skarsgård right to hesitate? Or does Hollywood demand we recycle our greatest hits? For fans who still have nightmares from the 2017 It film, where Skarsgård's chilling portrayal of Pennywise turned a children's horror story into a blockbuster sensation, this comeback is pure gold. He was the glue that made those movies unforgettable. His menacing grin and otherworldly menace, scaring audiences, and even his young co-stars half to death. It seemed a no-brainer. He'd reprise the role in this TV prequel, serving as the vital link to the original tale. Yet, as revealed in the November 2025 issue of SFX magazine, the actor wasn't thrilled about stepping back into those oversized shoes. Co-creator and executive producer Andy Muschietti spilled the beans on Skarsgård's initial reluctance. He felt a bit hesitant at first about revisiting Pennywise because it's a chapter he already closed, Muschietti shared. Plus, by the time we were seriously pitching the series, he tackled a string of intense, shadowy characters, and the thought of plunging into another dark abyss gave him pause. He added that for an artist as dedicated as Skarsgård, embodying such twisted figures takes a significant emotional toll, like living in a psychological storm for months on end. Picture it. Every day blurring the line between actor and monster, potentially weighing on your mental health and personal life. Muschietti went on, noting that Skarsgård's doubts lingered until they dove into the script's fresh angles. Once we unpacked all the exciting new layers of this narrative, he warmed up and signed on, he explained, and this is the part most people miss. Even seasoned performers like Skarsgård, who have built careers on such roles, sometimes need convincing to revisit the past. It's a reminder that behind the glamour, acting can be exhausting, especially with villains that redefine terrifying. Adding to the intrigue, Skarsgård has recently embodied another legendary horror figure, Count Orlok in Nosferatu. This back-to-back lineup of monstrous characters makes his hesitation all the more relatable. Why return to the clown when you've just danced with a vampire? For beginners curious about Pennywise, he's not just a creepy entertainer. He's the manifestation of an ancient, interdimensional entity known as It. A being billions of years old that has supposedly roamed other worlds before landing on Earth to feed on fear. The series promises to peel back layers on Bob Gray, the human clown whose form It hijacks to become Pennywise. In the 2019 sequel It Chapter 2, we glimpsed Gray, a circus performer who looks eerily like the monster without the makeup. But his full backstory remains shrouded. Producers like Barbara Muschietti, Andy's sister and co-creator, have hinted at expanding this exploration. We even toyed with ideas for a third movie centered on Bob Gray's life before the takeover, she revealed. This could mean discovering how a seemingly ordinary man becomes the vessel for cosmic evil, adding psychological depth to what was once pure jump-scare chaos. Skarsgård himself has previously opened up about the transformative power of Pennywise. A role catapulted him to fame but also left scars, literally scaring kids on set and forever altering his approach to acting. It's no wonder he might dread repeating that intensity. Who wants to relive their own horror story? Still, without him, It, Welcome to Derry, would lose its soul, making his eventual yes a win for horror enthusiasts. But let's stir the pot. Is it fair to expect actors to recycle iconic roles, potentially at the expense of their well-being? Or does the franchise's success justify the encore? Some fans might argue it's essential for continuity, while others could say it's time for fresh faces to breathe new life into classics. What do you think? Should Skarsgård have stayed in Derry the first time? Or is this reprise a masterstroke? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you agree, disagree, or have a wild counter-argument.